November 24, 1971. A man calling himself Dan Cooper boards Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 in Portland, Oregon, bound for Seattle. He's described as being in his mid-40s, dressed in a business suit with a black tie and a white shirt. He orders a bourbon and soda. Shortly after takeoff, he passes a note to a flight attendant. Thinking it's a phone number, she puts it in her pocket. He leans closer and says, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." The note detailed his demands: $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills for parachutes, and a fuel truck standing by in Seattle to refuel the plane upon arrival. The flight attendant calmly relayed the message to the cockpit. The airline's president authorized the payment, deciding the passengers' lives were worth more than the money. For the next 2 hours, the Boeing 727 circled Puget Sound while authorities scrambled to meet Cooper's demands on the ground. The passengers were told there was a minor mechanical issue. None of them knew they were part of a high-stakes hijacking. Once the plane landed in Seattle, the exchange went smoothly. The 36 passengers were released in return for the money and parachutes. Cooper then ordered the pilots to take off again, this time heading for Mexico City. His flight plan was specific: fly below 10,000 feet at a speed under 200 knots, with the landing gear down and the wing flaps at 15 degrees. These conditions were difficult for the pilots, but crucial for a successful jump. Somewhere between Seattle and Reno, Nevada, under the cover of a stormy night sky, Cooper did the unthinkable. He lowered the aft air stair of the 727, a feat many thought impossible mid-flight, and leaped into the freezing rain and darkness with the ransom money. He vanished without a trace. This audacious crime triggered one of the most extensive and expensive investigations in U.S. history, codenamed Norjack, for Northwest hijacking. The FBI was immediately on the case. They interviewed hundreds of people, chasing down leads across the country. They started by questioning and clearing a man from Oregon named D.B. Cooper, who was never a suspect. But a reporter's mistake made the name stick in the public consciousness. The initial search was immense. 5 military aircraft, including F-106 fighter jets, had been tailing the 727, but they never saw Cooper jump. The weather was terrible, visibility was near zero, and the vast, rugged wilderness below made a ground search incredibly difficult. Hundreds of soldiers scoured the probable jump zone, a remote area of southwestern Washington. They found nothing. No parachute, no briefcase, no money, and no sign of Cooper himself. The FBI's forensic team meticulously examined the aircraft. They recovered 66 unidentified latent fingerprints, but none have ever been matched to any suspect. The most significant piece of evidence left behind was Cooper's black clip-on tie. For decades, it offered no clues. But in 2007, advanced analysis revealed something fascinating. Citizen scientists, working with the FBI, used an electron microscope to analyze particles from the tie. They found traces of pure, unalloyed titanium and a rare stainless steel alloy. These materials were uncommon in the early 1970s, primarily used in very specific, high-tech industries like aerospace manufacturing or chemical engineering. This suggested Cooper might have been an engineer or a manager at a plant like Boeing, which had facilities in the Seattle area. It was a tantalizing clue, but not a definitive one. For nearly a decade, the case went cold. Then, in 1980, a young boy named Brian Ingram was vacationing with his family along the Columbia River at a spot called Tennabar. While digging a fire pit in the sand, he unearthed 3 rotting bundles of cash. The bills were water-damaged but still bound by rubber bands. When his family turned them over to the FBI, a serial number check confirmed the unbelievable. It was a portion of Cooper's ransom money, totaling $5,800. This discovery electrified the investigation but also deepened the mystery. Tennabar was miles from the original projected jump zone. How did the money get there? Did Cooper land nearby and lose some of it? Or did it wash down from a tributary over the years? Extensive searches of the area yielded no other clues. The rest of the money, over $194,000, has never been found. So, why has this case never been solved? There are several key reasons. First, the lack of a body. Without a body, it's impossible to confirm if Cooper even survived the jump. The conditions were brutal: freezing temperatures, high winds, and a jump into a dense, mountainous forest at night. Many experts believe he likely died on impact or from exposure shortly after. Second, the evidence is incredibly scarce. The fingerprints are dead and without a suspect to match them to. The type particles hint at a profession but don't point to an individual. The recovered money, while confirming the event, raises more questions about the location than it answers. Third, Cooper's identity remains a complete blank. Dan Cooper was an alias, likely inspired by a Belgian comic book hero. The physical description was generic for the time. Over the years, the FBI investigated more than 1,000 serious suspects, including military veterans, paratroopers, and career criminals. None could be definitively linked to the crime. In 2016, the FBI officially closed the active investigation, acknowledging that their resources were better spent on more pressing cases. The D.B. Cooper file, containing over 60 volumes of information, was moved to their archives. But the legend lives on. Was D.B. Cooper a brilliant folk hero who pulled off the perfect crime, or just a reckless amateur who jumped to his death? As long as the remaining money is missing and his identity remains a secret, the mystery of the man who fell from the sky will continue to capture our imagination.